You swing your legs off the bed, shuffle the bathroom, and strap that familiar cuff around your arm. A few seconds of squeeze, and the numbers glare back. 147 over 94. Not catastrophic, but higher than yesterday, higher than your doctor wants, higher than you hoped after a restless night. You exhale, pad to the kitchen, and begin your usual morning ritual. Maybe a cup of strong coffee, a slice of toast, a smear of butter, a quick glance at the news. Then you're out the door. What most people never realize is that the first 90 minutes of the day can set the tone for the next 24 hours of blood pressure control. Doctors call it the morning surge. While you're still wiping sleep from your eyes, your adrenal glands dump cortisol into your bloodstream. Your heart rate nudges upward, arteries tighten just a little, and pressure rises like a thermostat at dawn. Here's the catch. If you start the day with foods that spike insulin, load your system with sodium, or drain your potassium reserves, you pour gasoline on that hormonal fire. Your arteries stay tense, your kidneys hoard water, and your heart ends up pushing against a garden hose kinked at every turn. No wonder by mid-morning you feel that vague temple ache, the slight heaviness behind the eyes, the sudden fatigue even though you've barely moved. But flip the script. Feed your body the right combination of fiber, minerals, plant nitrates, and slow-burn fuel, and the opposite happens. Arteries relax. Kidneys release excess sodium. Cortisol tapers down, and the cuff reading that used to shout 147 to 94 starts whispering 132 over 84. Same sunrise, same job stress, same genetics, different breakfast, different physiology. That's what this video is about. For science-backed breakfast that every hypertensive person should know, love, and rotate. These aren't cardboard diet foods. They're delicious, comforting meals that work with your medication instead of against it. Or, for many people, nudge you closer to reducing those meds over time, with your doctor's blessing. Why breakfast matters more than we're told. 1. Hydration and volume. You lose nearly half a liter of water overnight through respiration and sweat. The thicker your blood, the harder your heart works. The first food and fluid you choose determines whether that volume normalizes or stays syrup thick all morning. 2. Electrolyte balance. Potassium, magnesium, and calcium don't just prevent cramps. They act as molecular diplomats, convincing your kidneys to trade excess sodium for friendlier ions. Breakfast rich in these minerals start sodium clearance hours earlier than a salt-laden grab-and-go biscuit. 3. Nitric oxide production. Certain plant compounds turn into nitric oxide in your bloodstream, telling smooth muscle fibers and vessel walls to open wide. Morning is the perfect window to flood your system with those compounds, because cortisol naturally constricts vessels at dawn. Think of it as releasing the parking brake before you step on the gas. 4. Blood sugar stability. Rapid insulin spikes tell kidneys to retain sodium and water. A high glycemic breakfast can sabotage pressure even if you avoided salt. Meanwhile, slow-release carbs paired with protein keep insulin low and pressure steady. The mistakes we've normalized. The healthy bran muffin looks virtuous, but is almost pure refined flour and hidden sodium. The rush latte, 12 ounces of caffeine and 35 grams of sugar, triggering adrenal squeeze and insulin surge simultaneously. The classic diner breakfast, eggs, bacon, biscuits, and gravy. Delicious, but sodium bomb that locks fluid in your bloodstream till mid-afternoon. None of these options give your arteries a fighting chance. And the saddest part? Most hypertensives don't realize their numbers could look very different if they simply re-engineered the first meal of the day. What you'll get in this video. 4 complete breakfast blueprints. Ingredients, macros, mineral counts, and prep shortcuts, most in under 10 minutes. The physiology behind each meal. So you know exactly why avocado in the morning beats a banana at night, or how a sprinkle of crushed flax can act like a gentle ACE inhibitor. A printable 7-day breakfast rotation. You can screenshot at the end, because repetition turns information into transformation. A rapid-fire myth-bust segment, revealing why orange juice isn't the morning hero you thought, and how low-fat yogurt can secretly raise pressure. Stay to the end. Your heart will thank you. At the very end, I'll show you how to combine elements from all 4 breakfasts into a single emergency shake you can blend in 60 seconds when life gets chaotic. so the day never starts without vessel-loving fuel. But more important, I'll ask you to join a challenge. Post your morning BP numbers today, adopt one new breakfast from this list for 7 days, and share your new numbers next week. Thousands in our community have already done it, shaving 5, 10, even 12 points off their systolic readings without touching their salt shaker or prescription bottle. You could be next. So silence those notifications, grab a pen, and get ready to transform the most overlooked drugstore in the world, your kitchen. Breakfast 1. The first breakfast on our list looks innocent. A simple bowl you could carry to the sofa while the coffee brews. Yet every ingredient was chosen like ammunition in a war room, each one targeting a different piece of the blood pressure puzzle. The concept: vascular power bowl. Imagine a single dish that hydrates thick morning blood, drenches your arteries in nitric oxide precursors, floods your kidneys with potassium, so they finally release yesterday's sodium, and keeps your insulin as calm as a monk. That is the power bowl. You'll finish it in 10 bites, but inside those bite a biochemical symphony is already rewiring the physics that make your numbers spike at dawn. Ingredient lineup: why each matters. Steel-cut oats, warm and creamy. During the night, your liver drips glucose into your bloodstream. The wrong breakfast, white toast, sweet cereal, kicks insulin through the roof, telling kidneys to retain sodium and water. Oats do the opposite. Their beta-glucan fiber forms a gel in the gut, slowing sugar release so insulin stays level and kidneys stay relaxed. Oats also deliver magnesium, nature's mild calcium channel blocker. Think of magnesium as WD-40 for vessel walls. Less stiffness, less pressure. A fistful of raw baby spinach, wilted by the heat of the oats. Spinach is packed with natural nitrates that your body converts to nitric oxide. Chemical code for arteries, please open. It's also rich in potassium, the mineral that politely escorts sodium out the back door of your kidneys. 2 mechanisms, 1 leaf. Half an avocado, diced. Nearly a gram potassium in 1 creamy serving, plus oleic acid, an anti-inflammatory fat that soothes the endothelial lining, so it bends instead of cracks when blood surges. If you constantly crave salt midday, your body is screaming for this kind of potassium. A handful of blueberries, straight from the freezer. Their deep purple skins carry anthocyanins, antioxidants that repair microscopic tears in artery walls and extend the life of nitric oxide your spinach just produced. They thaw on contact with the warm oats, cooling the bowl to the perfect spoon-ready temperature. A spoon of ground flaxseed and a dusting of cinnamon. Flax delivers plant omega-3s that reduce arterial stiffness and calm the cortisol spike. Cinnamon's polyphenol blunt any residual blood sugar rise and add a hint of warmth without sodium. Splash in unsweetened almond milk to hit the consistency you like, and breakfast is served. Timeline of a bowl-powered morning: 0 to 5 minutes after first bite. Hydration begins. Fluid from oats and almond milk thins plasma volume. You feel the first wash of warmth as digestion turns on. 20 minutes. Potassium absorption ramps up. Kidneys start exchanging sodium for potassium. Urine flow may increase ever so slightly. If you test BP now, systolic might already read 2 or 3 points lower than your waking number. 60 to 90 minutes. Nitrates finish converting to nitric oxide. The inner muscle of your arteries loosens its grip. Many people report a subtle sensation, a lightness in the head, but not dizziness, more like the pressure behind the eyes, just, let's go, mid-morning. Because oats release glucose slowly, insulin never spiked, so you skip the typical salt and coffee craving. Energy is steady. Pulse pressure, the gap between top and bottom numbers, narrows, an early marker that arteries are regaining elasticity. Track this for a week. Most viewers see 5 to 8 point drops in systolic averages without changing a single pill. Those on medication often report fewer dizzy spells because diet, not just drugs, is now managing volume and resistance. 5-minute prep, 0 excuses. Before bed, pour a 1/4 cup of dry steel-cut oats into a bowl with 1/2 cup water. Stash in the fridge. Morning, microwave 2 minutes. While it steams, grab spinach, blueberries, 1/2 an avocado. Stir spinach into the hot oats until it wilts bright green. Top with avocado cubes, frozen berries, a tablespoon of flax, and a pinch of cinnamon. Splash almond milk. Stir, eat. Done. Cleanup is 1 bowl and 1 spoon. No skillets, no excuse. Who needs this bowl most? You wake to a dull helmet-like headache that eases only after caffeine. Your first reading of the day exceeds 140 over 90 even when dinner was low salt. Your fingers feel tight or rings leave impressions by lunch. Craving for chips hit hard before 11 a.m. Each of those signals dehydration, sodium hangover, low potassium, or early-day vasoconstriction, exactly what the Power Bowl corrects. Pro tips and cautions. Drink coffee after finishing. Caffeine beforehand briefly constricts arteries and blunts nitrate conversion. On potassium-sparing meds like spironolactone, ask your doctor before doubling avocado portions. Skip mouthwash right after eating. Antiseptic rinses kill oral bacteria that convert nitrates to nitric oxide. Breakfast 2, the savory artery-easing skillet. If the Power Bowl is your morning spa session, the savory skillet is brunch at a Mediterranean cafe. Only every ingredient has been handpicked to coax your blood vessels open and convince your kidneys to keep flushing sodium long after the meal is gone. Ingredients in plain sight. 1 teaspoon extra virgin olive oil. Half a cup diced bell pepper, red or yellow. Half a cup chopped red onion. 1 loosely packed cup Swiss chard, sliced into ribbons. 2 pasteurized eggs, beaten. A 1/4 cup canned no-salt black beans, rinsed. Pinch of smoked paprika, squeeze of fresh lemon. That's it. 7 everyday items. 15 minutes, start to plate. The science dancing in the pan. Olive oil arrives first, shimmering with polyphenol that tamp down the inflammatory enzymes that stiffen arteries. Next come the bell peppers. Red and yellow are richest in vitamin C, and vitamin C acts like bodyguard to nitric oxide, shielding it from free radical thugs. Red onion drops its own payload. Quercetin, a flavonoid repeatedly shown to drop systolic readings in randomized trials. But the undisputed star is Swiss chard. 1 cup supplies more than 20% of daily magnesium and 15% of potassium. Electrolytes that instruct microscopic pumps in your kidneys to swap sodium for potassium and relax smooth muscle fibers in vessel walls. Chard also contains natural nitrates, giving you a second and O wave later in the morning. Finally, eggs. For decades maligned, we now know their yolks deliver choline and vitamin K2, nutrients that help traffic calcium into bones instead of letting it calcify arteries. Paired with black beans, they form a complete protein that steadies blood sugar and prolongs satiation, meaning no impulsive salt and sugar snack at 10:30 a.m. From skillet to arteries, minute by minute. Minute 0 to 3. Onions is an olive oil, releasing allicin-like sulfur compounds. You inhale the aroma, your vagus nerve already starts dialing down sympathetic tone. Minute 4 to 6. Bell pepper sugars caramelize lightly, locking their vitamin C into an antioxidant mesh that will escort nitrates to their NO destiny. Minute 7 to 9. Swiss chard ribbons hit the heat. Magnesium ions and potassium salts seep into the skillet juices. Minute 10 to 12. Eggs and beans go in. Protein begins tempering the insulin response you might experience from the pepper's natural sugars. Tiny bubbles form around the edges. Microscopic evidence of water evaporating, concentrating electrolytes in every bite. Minute 13 to 15. Squeeze lemon, dust paprika, plate. The meal is warm, savory, faintly smoky, and smells like Sunday even if it's Tuesday. Real-world impact. Patients who replace a standard bacon and toast breakfast with the skillet for just 2 weeks often report morning systolic falling by 4 to 6 points, fewer mid-morning palpitations, no salt craving before lunch, greater mental clarity, likely from steadier cerebral blood flow. If you're someone whose cuff reading soars after a salty restaurant dinner the night before, this skillet is your redemption. The potassium to sodium ratio tops 7 to 1, a reversal of the processed food norm. Prep hacks for time-strapped mornings. Chopped peppers, onions, and chard on Sunday. Store in a glass container. In the morning, dump a cup of the mix into a hot pan, stir, pour eggs, finish. 5 minutes flat. The beans? They're ready straight from the can after a quick rinse. Breakfast 3. The grab-and-go nitric oxide jar. There will be mornings the alarm fails, the kids won't cooperate, or traffic threatens your sanity. Enter the no-excuse jar, a portable parfait you assemble the night before, snatch from a fridge, and nourish your arteries while the world spins. What goes in the jar? 3/4 cup plain Greek yogurt or unsweetened coconut yogurt if dairy-free. Half a cup cooked, diced beet. Yes, the queen of nitrate strikes again. 2 tablespoons rolled oats, dry. 2 tablespoons crushed walnuts. 1 tablespoon chia seeds. Half a cup sliced strawberries. Drizzle of raw honey or a few drops of stevia. Layer in that order. Yogurt shields the beets from oxidizing overnight. Oats and chia soak up whey, creating spoon-ready creaminess by dawn. The vessel-friendly biochemistry. Yogurt delivers calcium in a form that suppresses parathyroid hormone, preventing calcium from stiffening arterial walls. Its probiotics may also enhance short-chain fatty acid production, indirectly reducing blood pressure. Beets, diced small, release nitrate steadily as you eat, giving you a second morning wave of a no if you skip spinach. Oats provide a modest beta-glucan boost. Not as big as in the Power Bowl, but enough to lower post-commute cortisol spikes. Walnuts carry L-arginine, the amino acid precursor that teams with beet nitrates for a dual NO pathway. They also supply alpha-linolenic acid, an omega-3 that reduces arterial stiffness. Chia seed hydrate into a gel, slowing glucose absorption to keep insulin cool, kidneys calm. Strawberries add vitamin C and more anthocyanins, reinforcing the endothelial repair crew. Honey is optional. Raw versions contain trace antioxidants and enzymes that thin mucus and can lower morning cortisol slightly. The commute timeline. First 5 minutes of eating or spooning while parked. Progressive nitrates begin reacting with saliva. 15 minutes in. Arginine from walnuts converges with nitrates in your endothelium, spiking nitric oxide levels by roughly 40% over baseline. 30 minutes. Chia-based gel slows carbohydrate entry. Insulin remains a gentle wave, not a tsunami, preventing kidneys from locking sodium in. 60 minutes. Probiotic metabolites from yogurt reach the bloodstream. Emerging research suggests these short-chain fatty acids signal arterial smooth muscle to chill. Many viewers email us after trying grab-and-go jar for a week. They report identical or better BP numbers compared with medicated days, but with stable energy and zero mid-morning fog. Make-ahead batch strategy. Line up 5 jars on Sunday night. In each, yogurt, beets, oats, chia, walnuts. Seal, refrigerate. Each morning add fresh berries and honey. Screw the lid and flee the house. 90 seconds of prep buys you 6 hours of vascular peace. Who benefits most? Office commuters trapped in traffic cortisol hell. Night shift nurses who wake up at 4 p.m. but still face a morning surge. Parents juggling drop-offs, emails, and a cuff that loves to spike. When everything goes wrong, the jar turns chaos into compliance. You now have 3 breakfasts: the Power Bowl, the Savory Skillet, and the Grab-and-Go jar. Rotate them, and your arteries will never see the same nutrient waveform 2 days in a row, preventing adaptation and maximizing benefit. Breakfast 4, the anti-inflammatory green smoothie. When you crave something light yet therapeutic, reach for this blender special. 1 cup unsweetened coconut water, 1 frozen banana, potassium kick, 1 cup raw kale or spinach, nitrates, half a cup pineapple chunks, bromelain fights vessel inflammation, 1 tablespoon chia seeds, gel-forming fiber, 1 thumb fresh ginger, natural ACE inhibitor, squeeze of lime, blend 30 seconds. The result: an emerald tonic that hydrates like in 4, relaxes arteries with nitrates, and subdues morning inflammation before it flares. Sip it on weekend mornings or post-workout. Watch the systolic drift downward as your taste buds celebrate. 14-day breakfast challenge. Days 1 to 4. Rotate Power Bowl, skillet, smoothie, grab-and-go jar. Days 5 to 7. Repeat, noting pre- and 90 minutes post-meal BP. Week 2. Stick with the 2 meals that dropped your numbers the most. Post your before and after readings in the comments. You'll inspire others and hold yourself accountable. If these breakfasts gave you new ammo against high BP, smash like so YouTube shares a Cure on a Plate message. Comment which meal you're starting tomorrow and your target systolic goal. I answer as many as possible. And subscribe. Next video, we tackle the evening routine that keeps your nighttime pressure from sneaking back up. Food is medicine when you choose wisely. Start with breakfast. Your heart will feel the difference before the week is out. Stay nourished, stay calm, and keep that pressure moving down.